are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Jbird, what are you thinking about here today?
So I don't know if you guys have been seeing these stories on social media of people filming weird fog that's going on, and they're looking at this fog.
Yes.
And when you get close to it, it's almost a grime or a plasma of sorts, and it's not just in one certain area. This odd fog is starting to show up all over the world.
Yep.
And people are noticing that they're waking up with headaches, sore throats, they're nauseous, they are just no energy, and they're going, look at this fog right here, and then you can even see it. It looks like bugs or plasma.
We even had a weird fog here a couple weeks ago. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Denny's looking out saying, man, are we living in London right now? And it was a
Right.
thick fog that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And some people are saying, is this fog what's getting everyone sick? Because everyone seems across, at least our country, is getting the flu.
I mean, it's a documented thing that there's been like people in government and the military that like got sick, and they think it was some kind of chemical warfare that they were exposed to somehow when they were doing their job with like the FBI, the CIA, like high-level military people. I saw it on the news. It must be true.
Well, I'm not trying to go full-on conspiracy theory here.
I am loving
But
this.
there are videos that have been confirmed to be real where you do see some of these drones.
Are these drones dropping this fog?
Well, there's videos of a drone spraying something in a neighborhood. And
Drone farts.
It's drone pee. It's really what
It's liquid?
Yes, it looks like something's being sprayed down in the atmosphere, and I just know that it's starting to become a global thing where people are reporting on this odd fog it smells, it gets on cars, you can wipe it off, it's thick.
Here's one person from a video that had put it out talking about it, the smell, the look, the taste even of it.
So it's crazy foggy right now, but that's not the weird part. Like, number one, it's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like after you set off a bunch of fireworks, and like the taste of the air is, I mean, the only word I can think of is toxic, and it's kind of worrying me a little bit.
And
Wow.
I know people are going to go, Bert, it's just fog. No, this is stuff that fog doesn't hang around that long. It just doesn't. It's going to eventually go away. There's one report out in England, in this neighborhood. It's been there for 4 straight days. Hasn't moved at all. The girl gets on there. Look at this. What's going on with this fog? Seriously, look at my car. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering what you guys thought of that, or have you seen anything?
All I know is that the fog that we had a couple weeks ago that was weird. My daughter had mentioned it too. She was just like, "That's odd." That it was just it. She kind of said some of the same things too. She's like, "I've never seen a fog like this."
It was, and the one we saw down here, it was a weird looking fog. I don't know.
Now you also said you heard some humming coming from the ground.
Look, again, if you piece it all together, I sound like a lunatic. And that's not lost on me. I understand that.
He's self-aware as a lunatic. He embraces his lunacy.
I am a self-aware lunatic. But yes, I looked into this. This is not just Jbird going crazy. There's something that goes on at certain times, and it's not every single night, it's not every single day, where you hear this humming. You feel this humming coming from the ground up, and it's not inside the house. It's from the ground, and you can a buzz.
Yeah.
You go, what the heck is that? And then all of a sudden, it just goes away. Other people do experience that, and they go, I don't know what it is either.
Wow. Okay.
It hums, Virginia.
So it's coming at us from the air and beneath us in the ground?
I'm not trying to scare people. I don't think
Even from the sky, the chemtrails, Virginia. I saw people posted about that in South Florida on my next door.
Oh, yeah.
We're under attack from everywhere. It's coming from the ground. It's the fogs. It's the sky. My goodness. These drones.
I did want to ask. That's another thing that's on
Kevin,
my
what's
mind.
real?
Well, I'm annoyed about the whole drone situation. We talked about it for 3 weeks in the mainstream media. Then all of a sudden, nothing.
Well, the thing that's odd too is I guess it is one of those things that's getting you flagged on social media now. Apparently TikTok is perceiving talk of drones as being too controversial, and so videos that mention them are now finding their reach to be compromised. So Bethany Frankel, who's all into it, she's coined the term Dior bags, which is the new word to talk about drones. You know how you did unalived? Because
Right.
you couldn't say murder or killed somebody?
Yeah. Yes.
So Dior bags is now, if you see that, be like, going, why are they talking about Dior bags? They're talking about drones.
Drones. Okay.
And people are getting kind of annoyed because not everything up there is a drone, and everything's getting kind of clumped in.
I think that's why some people gave up on it.
Well, there's crafts now. I mean, there's legitimate crafts that are doing weird things.
I'm just so excited that one of the Real Housewives is the voice
I know,
of
right?
all these conspiracies.
Yeah, Bird's got something in common with her
And
now.
she's tying it into a very expensive, fashionable bag.
Yeah.
It's just odd because the drones or the UAPs
Or
whatever,
the Dior bags.
whatever you want to call them, they're still happening, and they're happening all over the world.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to say this is war of the world. I just
Yeah.
think it's odd that every story, every headline for 4 weeks, and then nothing.
Yeah.
No answers.
It's gone, yeah.
No.
Yeah, we really
talk
didn't get
of
the
it.
answer. And then you saw how it got tied into the guy that blew himself up out front of the Trump Tower, I guess it was, in Vegas,
Yes.
where he apparently was going to reveal he'd worked on some project with drones that had to do with some anti-gravitational thing that I guess only Russia and China has. So that got tied into it as well.
He was about to reveal what he did, and then he died.
Nah, he took himself out. Yeah, that's a whole different conspiracy theory. Boy, you go down that rabbit hole, Virginia.
What is that about?
Oh, yeah, that's going to take you a little while to unpack that one.
I just don't want people to get it twisted. I'm not saying that the fog and the drones, I'm not saying they're aliens. I'm not saying it's the government.
Fog, chemtrails, humming ground.
I'm just saying I don't know what's going on. And there seems to be a lot of weird things going on right now.
The state bird's an alligator.
I know.
What?
Okay. All right. Why do you have gloves on?
My hands are cold.
And then I got to throw something else into the mix as well. Coyotes. Have you seen that on Nextdoor? Denny's actually had a video. Maybe he can run on KBJ TV before he runs in here. But they have been running all over the place. I saw it on Nextdoor, and I don't think it was Denny's that posted it up. But he's got videos. These coyotes are kind of all over the place. Now, if you read the comments, people say, well, what do you expect? Because we're developing every inch of South Florida. Where do they have to go to live?
I think that's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of our fault. But there were several of them. From the photos I saw, it looked almost like a pack.
We have a coyote.
Coyotes.
There's a coyote warning in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's one at mine for sure. I'm all the way by the park, though.
You got to be careful, too, because they look like dogs at times. You get tricked by them.
There's TikToks of people that have found baby coyotes like out in the wild, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's a puppy!" And then they bring it home,
Yes.
and they start they bathe it and they start feeding it, and then right around like week 4, they go, "Uh-oh."
I saw somebody.
I don't think this is a dog.
I saw a video of somebody that same thing. They brought a coyote home and they gave it a bath and they were blow drying it. And the coyote seemed to love it. I was like,
I think you can make them a pet, but I mean, I wouldn't take a risk.
Until they eat your kid.
yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Coyote's gonna coyote.
Dingo ate my baby. So, Denny's, you're seeing these all over the place in your neighborhood.
Well, yeah,
in
it caught
West
me
Palm Beach, right?
It caught me off guard. I'm in West Palm. I'm out at the field with my dog, and I'm on my phone just looking for a track to put on or something. And I saw something in my peripheral. And usually, if a person with their dog's walking up, I'll kind of lead myself away a little bit so they could just walk by. So I was starting to walk away, and it kept coming up, and I didn't see a person with him. I go, damn, is this a dog off its leash coming at me? It came all the way up to me, maybe 2 feet away from me.
Oh my god!
And I had my dog, so I'm holding my dog on the leash. She's freaking out. And at first, I thought it was another dog, and I think it's a damn coyote. So I didn't know what to do. I turned my phone on full blast, and I put on a heavy metal song. I just blasted it in its face.
Coyotes hate docking?
Did you put on Wolf Mother?
Oh, I should have put on Wolf Mother. I didn't want to bring it closer, though.
Heavy metal as your defense.
Well, it wasn't listening to anything I was saying. It had no fear of me.
That's unreal.
It ran away. I blasted. So the video I just played is of it running away. I flipped to my phone right as it was running away, and I filmed it running away from me.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Who needs a gun? Just start playing heavy metal.
I blasted it right in its face.
Wow. That's
So,
amazing.
It ran away, and I told my wife, and I sent that video off, and she's like, "Yeah, I think that's a coyote." Well, 2 days later on the neighborhood app, they're like, "Watch out for coyotes. They're living in
And Cody.
and Cody.
Yeah.
They're living in the woods behind that field that I go to. There's a big woods there, undeveloped area, and they're just living in there.
Well,
There's
yeah.
a bunch of
You
them.
need to do a
Right.
follow-up little thing in the paper and say, play heavy metal music if you were approached by it.
Blast it right in its face.
That's amazing.
I'm going to do that if anybody approaches
I didn't
me.
know what else to do.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing.